Jason Blum has made a name for himself as the horror genre's go-to guy, producing popular films like Paranormal Activity, The Purge, and Get Out. Now he's released another horror film, an adaptation of the 1970s TV drama Fantasy Island. Now, I know what you're thinking. How could you make Fantasy Island into a horror movie? Or maybe you're thinking I've never heard of Fantasy Island, in which case, Fantasy Island aired on ABC from 1977 to 1984. The series revolved around a mysterious island where a man named Mr. Rourke invited guests to fulfill their deepest fantasies, hence the creative title Fantasy Island. Nevertheless, each week a new guest would come to the island where Mr. Rourke and his sidekick, Tattoo, would welcome them with open arms, but always with a warning that once a fantasy begins, it must be fulfilled completely. This led to the fantasies often taking an unexpected turn, although usually not in a nefarious way. In one episode, a working-class girl wishes to live like a rich person. She falls in love with a rich man only to realize that he was trying to live the same fantasy on the island as her. So they were both poor and lived happily together. Actually, a lot of the episodes end with people falling in love. Throughout the show, the audience never knows how Mr. Rourke makes the fantasies possible, and the episodes are usually lighthearted and fun, but the new film adaptation is anything but. Sony Pictures announced the film as a mix of Westworld and Cabin in the Woods. Not exactly whimsical comparisons. In this film, the fantasies will take a dark turn, and the guests of the island will be terrorized as their fantasies become a living nightmare with a group of strangers, a remote island, and a promise to fulfill their innermost desires. The film promises a recipe for disaster, and we're eager to see what Jason Blum has in store for our next visit to Fantasy Island.